Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Pod Jerky. I'm your host, Director Awesome, and in a few minutes, we're going to be joined again by Mrs. Awesome. On today's episode, we're just going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to kind of copy something that maybe Jay Leno has done, and you've seen a couple of times on YouTube. We're just going to read out some stupid tweets and try and get a reaction out of Mrs. Awesome. Now, we're all aware that there are some really smart people on this planet, but in turn, there are some really dumb people on this planet. Now, I've only had a chance to go through all of these tweets one time, and I'm going to be reading them for a second time, but Mrs. Awesome hasn't heard these at all, or at least I don't think she's heard them. So we're going to try and get an actual live response from her and see if we can get her to laugh on the show and have some fun with this. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Mrs. Awesome, and we're going to get this show rolling. All right, I am joined now by Mrs. Awesome.
Hi, everybody.
And as I said in the intro, we're just going to be reading off some stupid tweets and see what kind of reaction that we get out of Mrs. Awesome.
I'm not allowed to know what's happening right now, other than he's going to read me weird things.
Well, they're pretty funny. I actually looked these up online, and these are pretty stupid people. So maybe we'll just get right into it.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to be nervous about. These are just stupid people that are out there. So
is it a good thing that I don't snort when I laugh?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some ones that I actually was giggling to myself. So
I know.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So the first one I have here is: do you think that NASA invented thunder to cover up the sound of space battles?
What?
Yeah. Do you think NASA invented thunder to cover up the sound of space battles?
I think this person has watched one too many sci-fi movies.
Star Wars.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pick your genre. Star Trek, Star Wars, Avengers, whatever.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Some of these tweets that are coming out right now are just going to be really, really stupid and really weird, but this next one, actually, I don't even know. Like, somebody really needs to teach this person how to use utensils. How do you get spaghetti stains out of underwear? I have gotten spaghetti stains in my underwear. My white cotton underwear.
Logistically, I don't... There's probably a medical condition, and it's nothing to do with spaghetti. That is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard.
Right. I don't even know how you get spaghetti stains in your underwear.
It's not spaghetti.
And I don't know.
Something tells me you need to seek
medical advice.
Help.
Right. It's just, I don't know. This was an actual tweet that was out there. So this person was actually asking how to get spaghetti stains out of underwear.
But do you think maybe they post this stuff for attention?
It could be. We're not saying that all of these tweets are actually true. I'm hoping that humanity isn't this dumb. Because
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm giving them a little bit too much credit, I guess, but
we're also still in lockdown here, so
yeah.
Who knows?
Now here's a good one, but it's actually common, and I can believe that people actually do think this. Can your baby get pregnant if you have sex while being pregnant? Like, the baby is a girl, and you have sex, and the sperm goes into her while in the womb.
What?
See, this is my reaction too. This is my reaction to a lot of these as well, as like, I don't even know how to react to these because... I
think they need to go back and pay attention in like grade 4 or 5 health class when they talk about reproduction and how that works. Because we're not quite fertile at that age yet. Boys might be, but girls are not.
Yeah, that's just... that was a really, really weird question to ask on Twitter. And why you want to put it out there for people to read?
Do we know the age of these people? Like, is this a kid tweeting because he really just didn't pay attention in health class? Or is this an adult?
That I can't tell you. I don't go into their profiles and search them and see how old they are. I
feel like that might help me feel better.
Well, this next one is actually a real adult because the ending of it will give it away.
Okay.
How am I sure I am the real mom of my kid? I just had a baby, and it looks more like the man I had a baby with. It looks nothing like me, and I'm scared he was cheating on me with another lady and I had her baby. The child is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I can't imagine having to give the baby to the real mom.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I have nothing. I'm gonna chalk that up to hormones and
stupidity. It's
yeah,
just
that
pure
too.
Stupidity.
I mean, it's not to say that, baby mix-ups at hospitals haven't happened in the past, because they certainly have. But also, have you never noticed that all babies look exactly like their dads for like the first 3 months that they're alive?
Right.
Like
right.
every kid. Have you ever noticed that?
But how do you think that it's actually another person's baby that you gave birth to?
But I'm assuming she's thinking like hospital mix-up, maybe. Or you think she thinks she's pregnant with the other woman's baby.
Well, that's what she's saying here. She says, it looks nothing like me, and I'm scared he was cheating on me with another lady, and I had her baby. So that's what she's saying here.
Also seek some professional medical advice, maybe.
Because you need some mental help, I think.
Therapist.
Yeah. And then,
also go back and take an anatomy class.
Right, yes. Now, what if the girl who thinks I'm the dad isn't the mom? I slept with a girl and now she's pregnant. There's 2 possible fathers and neither of us think it's us anyway. What if she's not the mom to begin with? Would it be another guy's child? I feel like these are kind of like riddles. Trying to trick people, right? Trying to trick people.
So he thinks that... So is she a surrogate? Is that the answer to the riddle?
I don't know. I don't know if this is a riddle or not, because I'm going to read that one again. What if the girl who thinks I'm the dad isn't the mom? I slept with a girl and now she's pregnant. There's 2 possible fathers and neither of us think it's us anyway. What if she's not the mom to begin with? Would it be another guy's child?
The only answer I have for you is surrogate. Final answer.
I have no idea what that one means. Okay, we're going to move away from...
Physically, the only way it can't be her baby.
Right. So we're going to move away from the baby pregnant tweets, I guess. And here's a really good one, because sometimes you have to think about this one too, because you do hit these buttons on the microwave, and this person had a valid question, except I think they actually skipped math class and couldn't put 2 and 2 together. So 60 seconds and 1 minute aren't the same. If you push 1 minute on the microwave, it heats your food for 1 minute. If you hit 60 seconds on the microwave, it heats your food for 1 minute. If you push 1 minute and then 1 minute, it heats your food for 2 minutes. But if you push 60 seconds, then add 60 seconds, it only heats your food for 1 minute and 20 seconds. So how are a minute and 60 seconds the same? Do you get that one?
Yeah, I was never good at math.
But 60 seconds and 60 seconds is not a minute and 20 seconds. It's 2 minutes.
Right.
But they're thinking 120.
Right.
Right. So they're thinking that it would be 120. But
I feel like I would have that dumb blonde moment.
Yeah. Like that tweet actually went out there and people slaughtered this one online.
Why?
They just slaughtered.
It's a valid question.
It's a valid question, but it just... You got to think before you tweet, right? It's just like you think before you talk, you think before you tweet.
But we know most people don't.
Well, a lot of people don't. There's a lot of dumb stuff on...
I'm not going to lie. I probably would have had that dumb blonde moment with them.
You may have had it before. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Yeah, you may have had it
Not
before.
about the microwave, but certainly about other math things. Especially when you throw them out at me, because you're all math smart in your head and stuff. And you can literally add the grocery cart up with tax to the penny. And I, on the other hand, am still adding the first 2 items together in my head.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so you math smart people, not allowed to make fun of us, those that aren't.
We can make fun of you.
No.
We can make fun of you. No. Here's another good one. Are there birds in Canada? I'm going on vacation in Canada, and I'm thinking of bringing my camera, and I'm curious to know if they have birds. I know they have moose.
Yes.
So that's the general idea.
We do have moose.
Yeah. But that's the general idea that people think of Canada is...
Like, as soon as you cross over that border, the world changes.
Right. There's no birds in Canada whatsoever. I mean, they
Where
can't
did the
fly
goose
over the
come from?
border. They can't fly over the border.
Is a goose a bird?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
but
Canadian goose?
Toronto Blue Jay,
Well, that doesn't count. That's a sports team.
it's a sports team, but you still
Named after a bird.
right, but you still associate the Blue Jay with Toronto if you're in Canada. But
Only Canadians do that. Let's be
I guess
honest.
so. Yeah, I guess so. How would you not have birds? Like, is there a giant bubble around Canada where birds cannot fly into Canada?
It's the igloo.
Right? I don't get that one. I don't understand how somebody can ask someone that question. Here's a good one for you.
Oh no.
Because you're a fan of these movies.
Ooh, teeny rom-coms?
No,
Oh.
not teeny rom-coms. And no, I do not watch that with my wife. I leave the room.
Yes, he does.
No, not at all. Don't even think so.
He's a closet lover.
Yeah, okay. Is the Hunger Games based on a true story? I was watching Hunger Games and, like, is it true? Did it happen to the Nazis after World War II? I don't know much about the Hunger Games. I haven't really watched those. You've had them on and I've been doing things in the background. I don't really know what the premise of those movies are, so I don't know if this tweet is actually stupid or not, because I don't know what the movie's about.
I'm not sure I understand the reference to post-World War II, because Hunger Games is essentially post-apocalyptic world after the government essentially takes over, and everybody is sort of divided up based off of their skill. And maybe I just forget history, but pretty sure that that's not what happened. Are they thinking concentration camps? I don't know.
I don't know.
Get it.
I don't know what the movie's about, but
Post-apocalyptic world after the government, and then the government essentially takes over and divides everybody up into districts based off of skill or resource.
so I can see somebody's relation to, not saying that happened after World War II, but I can see how they may relate it to.
But also, they lock children in a dome and basically tell everyone to kill each other, and then there's a winner at the end.
So there you go. So maybe that's what their relation was to the concentration
Sticking
camps,
everybody
or,
in a dome and having children.
Yeah, basically.
Let me get this. It's actual kids, not adults. Kids under 18.
Yeah, but does that make a difference? I think they're just comparing, people to people there,
Maybe.
right?
I don't
know.
get it.
All right. Are there any autographs of Jesus Christ? I know there are autographs of Babe Ruth, John Lennon, and George Washington, but are there any on Jesus Christ on eBay or in anyone's house?
I got nothing.
You don't have an autograph of Jesus Christ?
I don't. I am surrounded by other autographs of sports people, but I do not want to have one of JC. No.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we're doing our podcast in our basement right now, and the basement is full of sports autographs of actual people that I've met and got their autographs. So
it's a slight shrine.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shrine. Maybe I'll take a picture one day and post it on our website for you to see. This is a good one here. Do you guys think that if Michael Jackson hadn't died, he would still be alive today?
Last time I checked, I think that's how that works.
Yeah, I think that's the way it works, right?
I think that's how it works.
I'm not sure if
you're not dead,
then you're alive. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's an actual tweet that went out. This
that's
one,
good logic.
Yeah, this one, I don't think it's dumb. I do think it's dumb, but I just thought it was funny, just the way it was worded. Why do crocodiles walk so gaily? They walk like they just got their nails done.
I don't. How do you walk gaily?
Right.
I don't.
Right. I just it was
like,
just the way it was
Their
worded.
bodies are 20 feet long, and their legs are like a couple of inches long.
Right. I like that. I only selected that one because
they're swinging. Like, are they swinging their arms out? If you could see me right now, I'm sort of.
She's doing the motion.
T-Rex.
Yeah, she's doing the motion, but you guys can't see it because this is an audio recording. So, yeah.
I feel like it's like a T-Rex. A little bit. No.
So yeah, I like the way that one was worded. So that's why I selected one of those.
That's funny.
How do I change my race? Last year I was Catholic, but I'm bored with that now. I was thinking for the next year, I'd like to be Chinese or Russian. How do I do that?
I think they might misunderstand the difference between religion and race.
Right. True.
Maybe they should go to the library and see what they can find.
Yeah, I don't know. It's you can take Chinese and Russian lessons, and you can go be in those countries.
Different cultural things related to each race.
You're never gonna be what you were. You're only gonna be what you were when you were born. That's your heritage. You're never gonna be able to change your race.
No.
Well,
I mean, you could get plastic surgery, I guess.
But it's still not gonna change who you are.
No.
Okay, here's another math one.
Oh.
Every second,
do you do these on purpose?
No, but this is a good one. Every
if
second.
If you haven't figured it out, I don't like math.
Yeah, not at all.
Ever.
Even though she works with numbers every day.
So true.
Yeah. Every second someone dies, every second someone is born. So why isn't our population 0?
Wow. It's a good one.
It's not a good one. Because that makes absolutely no sense. Why would your population be 0?
I'm trying to think of a reason. Yeah, no. I got it.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one.
I didn't like that one.
Do you know how sexy it is when he teases you in bed with a bird leaf?
No, I don't. I can't say we've done that one before.
What's a bird leaf?
Well, we don't have birds in Canada, so I don't know.
Right, exactly. That's right. Yeah. But do you know what a bird leaf is?
Literally? Yes.
It's a feather.
Yeah.
They're calling it a bird leaf. And this is why these people were not able to put out there. That's why it became a dumb tweet.
Oh.
It's a bird leaf.
Yeah, I didn't catch on to that one right away.
I swear, someone should invent socks for our hands. My hands are always cold. I think we call those gloves.
Like those toe ones where you have individual...
I can't stand those. I hate those.
Toe gloves for your toes.
I hate feet to begin with. And to see those on people's feet, I hate those things.
It pronunciates their toes more.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Pronounces their toes more.
Pronunciates.
Pronunciates. There
dumb
you go.
Tweets. We're going to send that dumb tweet out.
I feel like I'm living up to my blonde hair today for you.
Can I safely look at a picture of the sun? I know if I look directly at the sun, it can damage my eyes. But if I take a picture of the sun with my phone, would it still ruin my eyes?
Yes. Put sunglasses on. UV protected.
But these are questions that people are actually asking online. You will come up with like Yahoo Answers. You will come up with tweets. But
do you think that maybe... now that things are legal in Ontario, Canada, they smoked a little and then asked these questions?
No. Okay. I think that these are actually stupid people questions. like this next one.
Oh, no.
Do you think humans will ever walk on the sun? I know a person had walked on the moon and Mars, and I was just wondering if you think they will be able to walk on the sun. I know it's really hot, but can't they go in the winter when it's like 30 degrees? So this was an American because they're still in that system of Fahrenheit. So they're talking about 30 degrees when it would be about 0 Celsius. So it was from the States that this tweet came from.
But when
we actually haven't launched
person on Mars?
We've never had a person on Mars. So there's stupid comment number 2 right there.
There was a robot.
But maybe we should get that person to volunteer to go walk on the sun.
Yes.
And then that person probably would never come back.
No, no, probably not.
Yeah. I swallowed an ice cube whole.
This is the downfall of humanity is social media.
Yeah. But this is, this is giving us an episode of a podcast to read out these dumb tweets.
Fair
because
enough.
People are, I don't know how true these are, but some of these are pretty funny. I swallowed an ice cube whole and I haven't pooped it out. I'm really scared. Is it stuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because ice does not melt at all.
Ever.
So it is stuck inside your system. Probably should go and see a doctor and get surgery to remove that, right?
But please don't.
No. Well, you're probably not listening to this anyways, and if you do listen to this podcast, chances are you're going to take my advice and go get surgery for it, but the doctor will laugh in your face before they perform the surgery, so it's pretty much
don't waste
redundant
taxpayers'
here.
dollars.
How do I unbake a cake?
Is that it? That's the only question.
How do I unbake a cake?
No.
No, that's all we got. Like,
How do you unbake a cake? Don't bake it in the first place?
I don't know. This was a legit question on Yahoo.
Do they want to just eat batter like cookie dough?
I think their cake had fallen apart and they wanted to
restart.
No, but take that cake ingredients, like the cake ingredients, and
start over,
but mush it all back up together so that you could redo the cake, but unbake it so those ingredients become, I guess, the
like melting almost. Yeah. No,
it doesn't work that way. No, not at all. All right, here's a stupid
If you're
girl.
just starting out baking, though, I get the question, but no.
But no, you can't unbake a cake like that.
Well, we know that, but if you're a baker...
But anybody should know that. I'm sorry, like somebody that's in elementary school would know you can't unbake a cake.
We're gonna ask our nephew.
All right, we'll do that.
How do you unbake a cake?
Yeah, we'll get our nephew on a podcast one day. He's 5 now, almost 5.
Almost 5, yep.
And we'll get him, and we'll get some funny answers on there. Yeah.
Yeah, stupid things kids say.
Yeah. Okay, here's a funny one from a girl and this was actually in a newspaper article. Police, help me find my pot. So a 25-year-old girl who planned on smoking on her birthday called the police when she believed her boyfriend stole her weed. She also told them she planned on selling it to pay for her birthday treat. Now that's really dumb that you would go and tell the police that. She was actually
possession and trafficking all at the same time.
Right. So she was actually charged.
No.
Yeah, she was actually charged. They were just they weren't criminal charges. She got off
misdemeanor.
with misdemeanor tickets.
But she didn't have any pot on her, so she couldn't have a possession charge.
No, she couldn't, but she had the intent
to sell.
Yeah, intent to sell.
These are those things that you read in those little police blotters.
Yeah. This was
those
one
are
of the,
fun.
That
Back in the day when you actually had newspaper.
Yeah, we don't really get those anymore. I think my parents still get the newspaper every day and they actually read it. So
it's thin.
Yeah, it's
these
really
days.
thin. Yeah. How did Beyonce's album go to #1 in 100 countries when there are only 7? Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, North and South America, and Europe. Those are the 7 countries of the world.
It's the G7.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the continents that we have in this world. I think you kind of confuse continents and countries. So Beyonce's album went #1 in 100 countries.
And 7 continents.
But there are only 7 on this planet. And I'm assuming US is one of them. Because this came out of the States.
North America.
So the U.S. is one of the countries. So I don't know what the hell they were talking about. But yeah, that was a pretty stupid tweet.
Similar to that word. It's
But I was going to say queen for some reason. Anyways.
Queen bee? Is that what you were going after?
I don't know.
But then instead you said tweet and queen fall in the same word.
Yeah, that was a pretty stupid tweet. So we'll move on to the next one. Why do women never have to take DNA tests to prove the child is theirs? This one I've lost all hope for humanity. Honest to God, why do women not have to take a DNA?
It's the vagina rule.
You know, you gave birth to the baby. Why the hell would you need a DNA test? I'm pretty sure this was a male asking the question.
It's because it's just the vagina rule.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. I think the scariest thing about having triplets is being pregnant for 27 months.
Oh, Lord.
That would be awful. That would be very, very awful to be pregnant for 27 months. And just because you're having 3 babies doesn't mean you multiply the amount of time you're in labor.
This person is going to be responsible
for another human being's life.
3 of them.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Lord.
Yes.
Public school system, please do better by them.
Damn, the NFL has been around longer than our government. We've had 48 Super Bowls and only 44 presidents. I didn't know that. I'm going to let that one sink in for a minute. This is kind of a math question too.
I get the math.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe
They don't get that the multiple terms that they serve and that they serve.
Or that each term is 4 years.
Right. So
listen, I'm Canadian and I get it.
Yes. But these are some of the people that we've seen. We've seen enough on TV to see some of the states. I'm not going to name any states. I don't want to disrespect anybody. But there are some really, really, really dumb people out there. Mostly down in the southern states. But, you know, we've had...
wait, not to mention them.
I didn't mention any of the states. I just said south. They are awful at speaking and math. And I don't know if the education system failed them down there or if they're just that...
Their comprehension of the world is just very different.
It's very, very different. That's a good way to put it. This one was probably my favorite one. And this is really good. If your parents don't have children, chances are you won't either.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very good possibility.
Yeah.
Probably because I won't exist.
That's right. See, these are tweets that are actually going out there.
Like some part has to be people just looking for a response.
Right. They're probably trolling. They're probably trying to get attention.
Then some of them make me think that you really need to be off your rocker to think of some of these things.
There's a lot of alcohol out there. There's a lot of drugs out there. There's also a lot of dumb people out there. But there's also a lot of people that crave the attention or just trolling just to try and get responses out of people. Try and make headways online to say, you know what, I got noticed as the dumbest tweet ever. Or,
do they have awards for this stuff?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't even looked that up. But it's actually a pretty good tweet. When people are cremated, how do we know it doesn't hurt?
Because they're dead.
That would be my answer.
Last time I understood it, dead people don't feel anything.
But we don't know, do we?
We don't.
We don't know what they feel when they're dead.
Listen, if there's no screams coming from the box, I'm going to assume it does not hurt them.
I'm...
Oh, that was really morbid.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Nah, that's okay. We'll keep that in there anyway.
Sorry.
George Zimmerman was charged with first-degree murder. Who did he kill the first time? That was a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, somebody that doesn't understand the justice system and doesn't understand the laws.
Listen, I'll be honest. The only reason I understand any of it is years and years of watching Law and Order.
Yeah, Law and Order, Criminal Minds.
Let's face it, it's American.
Yeah.
I know less about the Canadian judicial system.
The lotto jackpot equals $640 million.
Are we winners?
The population of the U.S. is 300 million. Let's just give everyone $2.13 million and call it a day. Does that make sense to you?
Probably not math-wise, but still. It's a nice thought.
It's a nice thought, but the math doesn't work out there.
No, I know.
No. You can't have 2 million per person.
Yeah.
With 300 million people.
Right.
That would never come out to $640 million. So,
okay.
You know, somebody got that out.
So serious on the math questions.
Yeah. I like math. What are you going to do? Okay, so now...
It's the underlying thought of the tweet that everybody should just get a little bit of something.
Right. So now we're going to play a clip that, in all honesty, I hope to God that this is a joke and that this isn't real. But we're going to play an audio clip. We're going to let it play, and then we're going to just kind of discuss it when it's finished. But I really hope to God this is really a joke, and this is all to do with the coronavirus.
The city of Jacksonville and the beaches being open, because I think there are some things that y'all just do not understand. First of all, we are not talking about Miami. Miami is where y'all got the virus, because down there in Miami, you got all them Mexicans and they're drinking all that Corona beer. We do not drink Corona beer here in the city of Jacksonville. We drink Natural Light. Why do we drink Natural Light? Because it's natural and because it's light. And we don't drink it in them fancy bottles. We drink it in aluminum cans. And aluminum cans cannot have the coronavirus because they are not glass. They are aluminum. So that's number one. And number two, y'all don't realize that down here in Jacksonville, it is hot. I don't mean hot like they're in Minnesota or wherever where y'all think 70 degrees is hot. It's hot like 95 degrees all the time. And the virus cannot live when it is that hot. So that's number two. And we knew that we were going to have to be out in the hot That's why we bought all that TP, because see, we are some big people here in Jacksonville because we know how to eat right. So you got to take that TP and you got to put it down in them places where you get all sweaty, just to kind of keep everything tight. You know what I mean? So that's, joke's on you. That's what all the toilet paper's for. And most importantly, what we got here in them beaches is we got salt. And if you know anything, you know that salt makes everything better. Think about it. Bacon, grits, black-eyed peas, boiled peanuts, what they all got in common? They got salt. Salt fixes everything. So you come out here in that hot and you drinking your natural light and you in that salt water, you can't get the virus. So we shouldn't have never had our beaches closed in the first place. So y'all can say everything you want about Florida, but just keep in mind, when you say those things, you are not talking about Jacksonville. You are talking about Miami, where they got all the Mexicans drinking that glass imported Corona beer. Here in Jacksonville, we know what we're doing. We're going to be just fine, so you don't need to worry about us.
All right, so that was a clip that was actually, I think, went viral on social media. And honest to God, like, I really, really, really hope that that was a joke. If you just listen to the stupidity of it, of the salt, and salt makes everything better, about being on bacon, and aluminum cans can't carry coronavirus, only glass bottles can, and that it's from the Corona beer from the Mexicans. So, I mean, this is where they say the Mexicans caused this whole virus. I don't get people.
Also, last time I checked, is Miami not a massive Cuban population?
It is, yeah. Tons of people in from Cuba that go over to Miami. Absolutely.
I struggled the first time I watched this to wrap my head around that people could be that ignorant, I think is the word. I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around somebody's logic. Although, remember that comedian I was telling you about, whose name escapes me right now, and he goes around and interviews people at Trump rallies, and they talk about all the different things. And it's just how ignorant, or I don't want to say the word uneducated because it's probably not a fair statement, but their lack of comprehension of the things that are happening in the world. You know, there were comments around, what did Obama do during 9/11?
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I mean,
come on, folk, he wasn't in office at 9/11. And this just chalks up to that same type of thing that...
So either it's one of two things. It's that someone out there is really that stupid to actually go online and post something like this, or someone's trolling and they actually wanted to have some fun with this and see the reaction that they wanted to get from it. So not 100% sure what to think of this, but if this is true, humanity has no hope whatsoever.
Or at least not the people of Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida, you're finished. It's over. Right?
We're sorry.
Yeah. Don't come here, please. We don't need them over here.
It's cold here, and we have Molson Canadian, and
we don't have Corona, right? We don't have Corona,
no.
So
I mean, you can buy it,
but we're
Canadian, so we drink Canadian beer.
Right. We're gonna end this episode kind of doing something that Jay Leno used to do, and I used to watch this back in the day when Leno had his show on TV, and he used to do wedding name mashups of people that got married and that were actually funny, and then they were in the newspapers. So I want to read you a couple of wedding names. There's not too many here. Trailer Hooker. No. The Trailer Hooker Wedding. Yeah.
Oh, like the little... I'm on board now. I know what you mean. The little wedding announcements where it says just the last names.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah. The Trailer Hooker Wedding.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has a nice ring to it.
The Wang Holder Wedding.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Do people think about these before they post them?
See, I don't know if they do, or if these people actually keep the names hyphenated when they're married.
I hope not.
Wedding announcements just go in. But you know what? If we had last names like this, I would post it. They're actually pretty funny. I mean, it's true. You'd get a good laugh out of it. The next one was Best Lay Wedding. The Best Lay Wedding.
That's a good one.
Then
everybody had a good time.
Yeah, everyone had a good time. Then you had the Looney Ward Wedding. That is a good one. I would so hyphenate my last name for that. The Looney Ward Wedding.
Could you imagine somebody taking your business card
Looney Ward. That's a good
I'm
one.
looking for Mrs. Looney Ward.
The Filler Quick Wedding.
Oh, Lord.
The Poor Sap Wedding.
No.
Poor Sap.
Those aren't people's names.
Poore and SAPP. Poor Sap Wedding.
No, those aren't
Yeah.
real names. There's
The
no
Hardy Har Wedding. The Hardy Har Wedding.
Well,
That
I know
was a good
Hardy's
one.
real because I know someone with that
Yeah.
last name.
And Har is real as
Har, I
well.
have to look up.
The Gory Butcher Wedding. The Gory Butcher Wedding.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you think that they just put them in these orders in the announcements to get a good laugh?
I think so. Like,
Because
there
you
could have
couldn't do
been
Butcher Gory Wedding.
right. You maybe
wouldn't make
had-
sense.
No, it wouldn't. The Hunt Capture Wedding. The Hunt Capture Wedding. That's a good one. I don't know. This is a little bit.
Far-fetched?
No, the Johnson Muncher Wedding.
Oh.
That's.
And if you don't get it, we can't help
I'm not
you.
gonna help you with that one. The McDonald Burger Wedding. The McDonald Burger Wedding. That is a good one.
That is a good one. Do you think they had a theme?
I don't know. These are
Red and
probably older
Some
posts.
golden arches.
This is just something that I went and Googled and tried to get some material here for the podcast. So you had the Long Wee Wee Wedding. The Long Wee
No.
Wee. LONG. And the other name was WIWI. Long
No.
Wee Wee Wedding. You had the Sharp Pain Wedding.
Oh.
Sharp Pain Wedding. Then you had the Stroker Daily Wedding. Stroker Daily. That
Terrible.
was and the last one that I have on here, Werewolf Wedding. The
Nice.
Werewolf Wedding.
Nice.
So that was actually a really good one. I know this is something that Jay Leno used to do, and I always used to get a good kick out of it. They had some pretty funny segments with the wedding thing, and it sounds a lot better when you got an audience laughing, and maybe I'll edit in some laughing and some
claps and cheers.
some claps and cheers, some drum rolls.
Ooh, definitely a drum roll.
Yeah, try and edit some of that in. So that's basically the wedding names that we Googled and all the tweets that we Googled. So
Feel free to send the guys some good tweets if you have any ones you'd like to share with us.
yeah, definitely.
Rat out some friends, you know.
Hit us up on social media and send us some of your tweets or some of the dumbest tweets that you could find, some of your friends' tweets.
We also like audio video.
Audio and video, yeah, absolutely. Send us anything that you want, and we'll try and play it on the show. So that's pretty much going to wrap up today's episode. So we're going to say thank you again to Mrs. Awesome for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
And I hope everyone is doing well out there. So everyone stay safe, be kind to each other, and we will see you later.
Here we go now! Play that beat!
Pod Jerky.